lads. No, the camera's not on. Wait, it's on. I don't know how that worked. Wait, is it charging? No, it's not charging. Okay, so the camera's not on. Right, let's try it. Ignition. Yes! Oh my god, the last one! Woo! Wow. Okay, so it's 4:05. It's been 5 minutes since the release. All the medium have already sold out. We've got one small left and one large left. Like, I knew I should have got more. I really underestimated how good you all are. Like, I really underestimated how supported you all are. Like, that's absolutely mad. So it's a minute later. Everything's gone. 6 minutes, everything's sold out. I should order around about 3 and 4 times more. You are all messaging me, telling me which sizes you want. I will be ordering a big load tomorrow for everyone who said they want one and some more for the website as well. So thank you so much, lads. Yeah, lads, so it's the next day. I ordered a £300 batch of hoodies. I know, painful. I know, painful. Really painful. But you've all been asking for them. So I've ordered £300 more of hoodies. I've got extra larges now. They're on the website as we speak. But by the time you see this video, this is going to be a couple of days ago. They're on the website now. It's really early, like 9 in the morning. 3 of you have ordered. Telling you early birds get the feed. Let's go to work now, lads. I've just looked and over half of that batch has already sold, and it's like early Saturday morning. Like, I just want to take this time now to just say thank you so much to everybody who ordered. Like, so I do understand the meaning of money. I mean, I've spent months of my life living off absolutely nothing, so for people to be spending, you know, 20 odd pound on one of my products, it means an absolute world to me, lads. And don't worry if you've not bought a hoodie. If you watch one of my videos every single day, it means just as much to me. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone. It's actually starting to becoming like a dream coming true for me. So boys, I'm back from work. It's the end of the day with the second release, and pretty much everything's gone there. I've got 3 hoodies left. I've got 1 small and 2 large. But I know I'm probably going to be really annoying, like apologising. Thank you. I know I'm going to be really annoying, thanking you so much, but I genuinely mean it by the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'm going to shut up. Just continue with the next video. Like, not sure if you're going to like this one. Bit of a different one, but, you know, a lot of people don't know how you do this. So, and I think everyone really needs one, especially in this day and age. I think you really need one. So, continue, Lockwood. Right, so enough of my shit being a little bitch, saying thank you. Well, not really being a little bitch, I do mean it, but stop being a little bitch. Anyway, we've got a day off. It's a Sunday. Now I'm sick of absolute knobheads on the road nearly causing a crash, nearly hitting me, or just something that I just need to be like, look lad, I've got a camera mate, don't do it again. Do you know what I mean? So we went to Amazon and we bought, I think it was around 30 or 40 quid. We went and bought a dash cam. Now everyone knows that Nextbase are the absolute doms in the dash cam world. I think they're a little bit overpriced for what they are. Now I've looked online. The main 3 things you want from a dash cam is 1, 1080p obviously, 2, wide angle, and 3, good at adjusting to different light exposures. Now this one states it has all of them. 1080p, whether that's true or not, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to show you all how to hardwire it cheaply instead of spending £20 on a hardwire kit, one of the Nextbase ones. And sometimes you can't actually use a hardwire kit because some cameras don't actually use mini USB. A lot of them do, so this is a mini USB. A lot of dash cams use that, some don't. So if you're stuck in a situation where your camera doesn't use a mini USB and you only have a cigarette lighter, you have no option to hardwire then other than cutting the wires, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you a way how you can make any dash cam hardwireable without cutting any wires. Well, without cutting too many wires. We need to disconnect a few, that's about it. Just going to add, hardwire means putting it into the fuse box so you don't have wires dangling down from the rear view mirror to the cigarette lighter. Good for 2 reasons. 1, you don't need wires dangling down, like I just said. And 2, also, if you've only got 1 cigarette lighter in your car and you're using that for charge your phone or using that for a sat nav, then you're going to have to unplug this. Okay, so let's go what we've got. We've got the camera itself. We get cigarette lighter adapter, so that goes into the camera, and then that is meant to go into your cigarette lighter. But we don't want wires dangling down there, and we definitely don't want that thing hanging out of there all the time. Like that's not clean. It's not clean. We need a way to get that to bare wires. so we can plug it into a fuse. Now, a lot of people will suggest right now in the comments, why don't you just cut the cigarette lighter? Well, sometimes you can just cut the cigarette lighter off and it will expose the negative and the positive wire, but when you're dealing with something like a camera or anything like that, there will be some sort of electronics in there which monitors and regulates the amp going to the camera. So cutting that off is a risk that I'm not willing to take. You can get these things called neck-based hardwire kits, and I don't know if this camera runs with the same ampage of a neck-based one. So if I put a neck-based hardwire kit on this camera and this camera is running less amps, then it could burn something out. It could melt. It's not very good for the camera. So I want to keep that regulator, but then we need an adapter to take that regulator, cigarette lighter, to a positive and negative wires. Now, this is where this comes in. This is a cigarette socket to a Molex plug. So basically you've got a female socket there and you have a Molex plug there. Now what you can do from here yourself is, instead of buying the next product, you can always just cut them 2 wires and then extend the wires yourself, or maybe you don't even need to extend them. Cut them, put them to a ground. But if you're not comfortable with cutting and crimping on connectors, then I would get this next product, which is basically the male end to that Molex plug that goes in there, and then at the other side we've basically got a ring connector for a ground. We're going to be using the piggyback connector, meaning we're going to have to cut off that wire there. Goes into a piggyback fuse, which we're going to put into an ignition light. So when we turn the key on, the camera will come on. When we turn the key off, the camera will go off. So it is doable without these connectors really, but it's a lot safer doing it this way, and it requires less crimping, less cutting, and etc, etc. So the only thing we need to be cutting off is that fuse. Now, as the time I'm recording this video, I've not looked online where you can get them, because I actually get them through work, because my work stocks with auto leads, but they are from auto leads. I've not checked the price, but with times videos up, I will have links in the description to everything used in this video. But first of all, I'm just going to check the camera actually works. Okay, cool, so it's working. First of all, I'm going to pull the glove blocks off just so we can get access to all the wires back there, because that's where we're going to be coming up through the wires, down the side of there, and then into the back of the glove blocks, and the fuse boxes down there, and we can also find the ground underneath there as well. Jesus, it's getting bloody cold now, lads. It's fucking freezing. Oh no, it's taking me back to when I had my Astra, and I remember bloody changing them coilovers, and it was fucking freezing. It was snowing, it was icy. Oh no, YouTube and the car game is not a good game in the winter, lads. It's really not. It's really not. So that's where it's going to be sitting, behind the rear view mirror now. Oh wow, because I'm trying to get on that dot, mate. Oh, it sits too low. It sits really low. I don't want it to sit that low. Okay, so what I want to do now is you just want to keep the cigarette lighter around there, and then you actually want to just fiddle the wires. Just put them up between there, and you can either pull this A pillar off or just wedge them down the side. I'm going to see how easy it comes off and then decide. And then we're going to go down the side of the door, put the wire through there, and then once we've got all the wires there, that's when we can sort it all. That's my boost gauge, all these wires here. Right. So the route I've taken off the plastic for the rear view mirror, and I've literally put it up through there, and then we're going to go up there and then run it down the side. To pull off, what is this called? The flappy flop. To pull off the flappy flop, and then so I can pull back the A pillar. Now I've gone down the side. Now there's nothing cable tying it here too, so I've just pulled off the weathering. And then come down here. I found a slot to push the cigarette lighter through. I'm going to push it down there, push back the weather, and that'll keep the wire in place, and then we can get onto the fun stuff. So now that we've got the wires at the back, we put together the pieces. So we have the Molex plug going in there, let the Molex plugs together. So the only cutting you need to do for this is to cut that fuse off, and that's it. That's the only cutting you need to do. So you can get a wire cutter or any sort of scissors and just bada bing bada boom. Right then, that's the only cutting you need to do. Now you do need to strip this wire down, And then again, you can use scissors. Scissors do work. There is a way of doing it with scissors. Or I'm just going to use the wire strippers there and just strip the wire. Okay, so now you have your ground, which is going to go to a ground bolt. Well, I know there's a big one in this car somewhere around there, which I'll find it. And then you have a positive stripped end here, which is going to go into a piggyback fuse, which I'll explain what it does in a minute. Now the next bit, you will need a multimeter. I mean, it's not 100%, but it's not 100% necessary, but it does make your job a lot easier. Basically, you need to find an ignition fuse, something which is live when the ignition is on, and there's no power when the ignition is off. A lot of these things will be like radio, heated seats, air conditioning, windscreen wipers, etc, etc, etc. Now you can just guess the cigarette lighter fuse. Hey! Yeah, right. So you can, if your cigarette lighter fuse is easy to get to and you know exactly where it is, odds are that is an ignition fuse. Now some cars keep them live for about 5-10 minutes after you turn the car off, especially a lot of Fords and Audis. So don't worry if you turn the car off and the camera stays on. It's just because your ignition fuse is still live. But the best way to do it is to check it with a multimeter. So I'm going to get a multimeter now. I'm going to check every single fuse to see which one isn't giving power. And then the ones which don't give power, I'm going to put the ignition on, check them again, and see which ones are giving power. The ones that don't give power when the ignition is off, and the ones that do give power when the ignition is on, that's the ignition fuse. You can use that one. So annoyingly, these fuses are the ones without the pins on the end. Normally they have metal pins on the end, so you can test them without taking the fuse out, but these don't. So I'm going to have to pull the fuse out and then check. What to do is just look at the diagram and see which ones you think would be ignition fuse. Now, things like ABS, don't tap into them, because if any chance the fuse does blow, your ABS will be lost, and that's pretty dangerous. So you want to choose something that doesn't really make a difference if it does blow, so your radio, heated seats, fans, electric windows, something like that. I'm tapped into the radio at the minute, so I can't use that one. So for some reason my multimeter isn't working. It wasn't giving any readings for any of them, and I was like, that's a bit mad. So I pulled out a fuse which I know works, and it was still not giving a reading, so the multimeter's fucked. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally just keep guessing. I'm just going to put it in different fuses and see if the camera comes on or not. So what we've got to do now is we need to get the piggyback fuse, and we need to crimp this wire into there. So what you want to do is just push it in, get a crimper, and just crimp it down. You might need to use 2 hands because you need that tight. Of this is that the back one is fusing whatever's this attached to the camera, and the front one, the front fuse holder, is fusing the one that was in there before. So you do need a fuse for the camera. Or if it doesn't tell you in my case, because it's from China, then a 5 amp or a 7.5 will do fine. So I'm going to take that 7.5 amp, which is not being used, this one here, for the heated wing mirrors, which don't work. So I'm going to put that into the back one there. And then the idea of that, whatever fuse you take out, so say if I'm using that bottom 15 amp one, using that one, you need to put that in the front and then put that boom in there. Right, so we are going to try that 15 amp there. So we've got 15 amp, which was in there before, powering the wiper, and we've got 7.5 amp powering the camera. Okay, so now if it was working, it would be getting power, but it is on and it's not getting power, so that's not the right fuse. Silly fucking me forgot to ground it, then so I'm like, why is it not working, you fucking piece of shit? But yeah, I need to ground it. So any metal bolt around there, just take the nut off, put that ring connector on, and jobs are good. Because my car's being stupid here and the ignition's not turning off, I'm going to shut the door, just lock it for like 5 minutes, then come back, see if that light, that should be off. I don't know why it's still on, but hopefully when that goes off, that should go off. Once again, this car's pissing me off. The ignition's not turning off. It's not fully turning off. I don't understand why. I've took everything out. I put the fuse back in the normal place. Boost gauge, that's going, but the radio's not turning on. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we put the piggy back in there now. Now hopefully when I press this button, the boost gauge should light up. Yes, when I turn it off, should go off. Right, okay. Why did you have to do that? Why couldn't it just work? You know, sometimes I just really don't understand this car. Right, but now let's try and get the camera working. The boost gauge is working. Let's get the camera working now. Now I have broke a 15 amp fuse for the back windscreen wiper, so I am gonna have to get that replaced. But for the time being, let's just try and get the camera working on the ignition. God, long day or what? Okay, so ignition is off. We're gonna put the camera fuse into the rear wiper. See what happens. Okay, it's not come on so far. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's press the ignition. Boost gauge on. That's good. Is the camera on? No, the camera's not on. Okay. Wait, it's on. I don't know how that worked. Wait, is it charging? No, it's not charging. Okay, so the camera's not on. Right, lads, I've got one last fuse to try in this whole fuse box there, and it's the brake switch. It's literally the last one. It's the last one I can do, other than tap into the radio. But I don't want 3 things tapped into the radio fuse. I really don't want to do that, but hopefully this brake switch works. It's literally the last one I can try. Okay, so we're on there. So the top one's one for the boost gauge, the bottom one is going to the camera. Now, it's a good start because it's not turned on like all the other ones off. Right, let's try it. Ignition. Yes! Oh my god, the last one! Woo! Wow. Test, make sure everything's working. Ignition off. Boom, boom. And it stopped charging, so that's good. Literally now, all I need to remember to do is get a 15 amp fuse for the rear wiper because I broke it. There it is. And then also just tidy up all these fucking wires in the back there with some cable tees. Okay, so we're all tidied up round there. Okay, all back on. Right, so now I've got a memory card. I'm going to put the memory card in and then just set up the camera settings really. So there we go, boys. It's pretty simple really. I mean, with them two connectors, I mean, all you need to do is just cut one wire. That's all you really need to do, and it saves you about 20 quid getting them hardwire kits, and also it's a lot safer doing it that way because you still keep the regulator that comes with the camera instead of using one that Nextbase may use different amps, which I'm not 100% sure about. Should have been a lot easier than that, just because I was having trouble with my car because it's French, but you know. So after all that fucking trouble and the camera's fucked, like I've not even used it once, like it won't turn off. Don't buy stuff from China, lads. Just don't do it. The only reason I did it this time is because it had such good reviews. Such good reviews. What a fucking joke, man. Fucking joke. I don't even know how it's still powering. I've been shopping and everything. I don't even know how it's still alive. The battery life is not supposed to last this long. But I'm going to leave the camera. I'm going to go and have some food because I've got some munchy munch. But, wow. I don't even know. It still shouldn't be on. It still shouldn't have power. It's got no battery, so I'm just going to wait, give it an hour or so. And if it's still like that, then I'm getting a refund from this company. And if they ask me to take the wiring off, I think you know what they can do. Because I am not undoing all that wiring. Right, so the camera's actually gone off. So I'm going to plug it into the car after I have my food and see what it's like. Right, let's go and see if it's actually working this time. Thought I forgot my keys then, shit myself. Well, this is working. The next footage you see is going to be off the actual dash cams because I'm intrigued to see what it's like. About 100 miles to go then. I don't deserve it, you. Way, another mad editing. Do you get that, lads? Editing. Editing. Okay. Well, so the day's been very up and down with this cheap dash cam. Not in relation to the dash cam, it's a bit of a pain installing, but that's just because I've got a French car and the electrics were going AWOL, but that's alright. Now, we had a really big issue with the camera straight away where it just completely crashed, the screen crashed, it just weren't turning off. Now, I'm not going to hold it against that, because after that footage, it's actually a pretty good camera. I mean, the quality's alright, I'm not sure if it's full HD 1080p, but it's definitely 720 or over. And the only thing I don't think is true, I don't think it's 100. It states it's a 170-degree angle. I really don't think that's the case. When you compare it to a lot of next-based ones, it does seem a little bit zoomed in. But I'm actually really impressed with it. The audio is pretty good as well, and the settings on there are really good. Like, you can manipulate a lot of stuff. So I personally will recommend this camera. I've not been paid to say this. I've not been sent this camera for free. Literally, I've just bought it because I really wanted one, because there's too many knobs on road. So, but yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with the camera. I'm not gonna lie to you. Had a little bit of a hiccup straight away, but overall, I would say get one, lads. I hope, bit of a different video, lads. A bit of a long one, I know. Hopefully, you still watched it to the end. A lot of you do ask for longer videos, but it's the end of the video, lads. 10k soon. I think we'll hit 10k before the next video even comes out. But if it does, I will make a video on the day of hitting 10k. I just hope, I want to make it like a live video hitting 10k, but I don't know if I'm going to be in work. I don't know what I'm doing, so it's really difficult to say that I will do that. But stickers are out for 10k. I'm getting them tonight. They're going to be on the website. So as soon as I hit 10k, I'm going to release the stickers. So I'll know who the real subscribers are, because I'm not going to upload a video. I'm not necessarily going to put a Snapchat. As soon as I hit 10k, it's going to be stickers on the website. I will put it on Snapchat, but I'm going to leave it for a couple hours. I do want to see who is like the first people to get the stickers, who are watching my sub count. But anyway, I'm waffling again, lads. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Hold on to me.